In this video, I'm going through every week 2 NFL game and I'm going to tell you exactly who wins. Please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of the NFL season. Okay, like I said, guys, I'm going to go through every week 2 matchup and I'm going to tell you exactly who's going to win and why I think that. The week 1, it was a little sketchy. I went 9-7. I think the Ravens blew that game, obviously. I think the Bears should have won. And I guess I just underestimated the Chargers. But it's okay. We got a long season. I'm going to keep my running total, my running record. And at the end of the season, we're going to see how it plays out. So the first game of week 2 is Thursday Night Football. The Green Bay Packers versus the Washington Commanders. The Packers looked dominant against the Lions in week 1, and the Commanders did as well. I do think this is going to be a really tight game. I could see the Commanders coming out and winning it. I can just see Jaden Daniels late in the game going down to win the game. But I just got to go with the Packers, especially with how dominant their defense was against the Lions this past week. Next game on Sunday, the Jaguars versus the Bengals. Now, I'm going to go with the Jaguars. They looked pretty good in week 1. Their defense looked pretty solid, and the Bengals had 7 total offensive yards in the second half. The Bengals are continuing to start slow in their NFL season. Their defense does not look very much improved. The Browns basically gave that game away to them. I'm really excited to see how Travis Hunter continues to develop. Brian Thomas Jr. really didn't get any targets this week 1, and the Jags still won by like 2 scores. But I do anticipate this Jags-Bengals game being a good game, probably lots of points if I had to guess. I think it's going to be real fun to see Trevor Lawrence versus Joe Burrow. And here's another divisional matchup for the Cowboys, starting off week 1 and 2, the first 2 weeks of the season with divisional matchups, the Giants versus Cowboys. I actually think this one's closer than maybe some people think. I think the Jets are going to be able to put up points against this Cowboys defense. I don't know. This one's real tough for me. I think I'd like the Giants spread. I think I like the Giants plus the points, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys offense. I think it's going to be too good for the Giants offense to keep up. Now this game, Lions versus Bears, Ben Johnson's reunion back in Detroit. The Lions got absolutely demolished week 1. It did not look good on any fronts. I think MCDC is going to bounce back and have his team ready, and hopefully MCDC has his defense ready, and Ben Johnson has definitely saved up a couple trick plays to use against his former team in the Lions. So I'm going to take the Detroit Lions to beat the Chicago Bears, but I don't know. The Lions didn't really give a lot of hope for me in week 1, and I did expect there to be a couple hiccups in the first couple weeks with the Lions, considering it's a new OC, new DC. But I think just talent alone, I think they're good enough to beat the Bears. All right, we got the Rams versus the Titans. I really love this Rams team. They're my Super Bowl winner prediction. The Titans have Cam Ward. He's a really good player, but apparently their coach doesn't know the rules. Give me the Rams. Patriots versus Dolphins here. The Dolphins defense looked horrible last week against the Colts. Their offense didn't really leave much to be desired. And the Dolphins offense didn't really look good either. Tua threw 2 interceptions. I'm going to go with the Patriots, but I'm a little hesitant here because the Patriots didn't really give me a whole lot to write home about last week in week 1 either. But I think Vrabel in this defense is going to be ready for the Dolphins. So that's why I'm going to pick the Patriots. I think Vrabel's just the better coach. I think his defense is going to be good enough, but I do not feel confident about this, especially with what I saw from both of these teams last week. Now this one is pretty simple for me. Give me the 49ers over the Saints. The Saints playing Spencer Rattler. Their defense is still solid. They're getting a little older, but the 49ers are just a better team. They do have tons of injuries now, so that scares me a little bit, but I think CMC and Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall is going to be good enough to beat the Saints, who I think is the worst team in the league. Buffalo Bills versus Jets. I think Josh Allen played like an MVP in week 1 against the Ravens, especially in the second half. Really. And the Jets have a good defense. Justin Fields looked good in week 1. I just think the Bills are too good of a team. Seahawks versus Steelers. I'm going to go with the Steelers, but this Seahawks defense really scares me, considering that Aaron Rodgers is a little older, maybe doesn't move the best in the pocket. And this Seahawks defense is really, really fast. I just am leaning on the fact that Sam Darnold is not going to be able to beat the Steelers defense. And I think the Steelers will probably win by maybe a field goal late in the game. Browns versus Ravens. This one's easy. The Browns look bad. Give me the Ravens. Although this is a reunion game, Joe Flacco's going back to Baltimore, but the Browns are like 14-point underdogs, so give me the Ravens. The 4 p.m. games on Sunday, there's only 3 of these. This is kind of dumb. I don't know why they didn't add another one for the 4 p.m. game. But the Broncos versus Colts, this one after week 1 is a little stingy now. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts. I really am. I'm probably going to regret this because Daniel Jones against that good secondary, that good Broncos defense. I just don't love Bo Nix as much as everybody else. And the Broncos really didn't do a whole lot in week 1 that excited me. The Colts did. I'm just going to lean on the hot train here. Get on the train, get on the bandwagon. And I'm going to go with the Colts. Like I said, I might regret this, but give me the Indianapolis Colts. Panthers versus Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals to beat the Panthers. Bryce Young did not look great in week 1. I still think they need weapons, as I've said. They traded away Adam Thielen. They need more weapons. Their defense is looking a little better, maybe. But this Cardinals defense, Gannon's a good coach, or seems like a good coach. The Cardinals defense is looking pretty good. And I think Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride, James Conner, and obviously their quarterback Kyler Murray is a pretty good offensive tandem. I think the Cardinals win this probably with ease. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Chiefs. I really want to go with the Chiefs here, but I just think their wide receiver injuries are going to be too much to overcome. Jalen Carter is going to be coming with a vengeance, considering he got kicked out before the first play of the game, or like as the first play was about to happen or something like that in week 1. I really want to go with the Chiefs and Mahomes here, but I just can't. I don't think I can. I think the injuries at the weapon position at wide receiver is too much to overcome. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles to win in a Super Bowl rematch versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, so Sunday Night Football, the Falcons versus Vikings. I love this game for the Falcons. Give me the Falcons, baby. The Falcons should have won week 1 against the Bucks. They kind of blew it late, but the Falcons defense looked way better than it did last year. Their offense looked really good. Penix looked good. Bijan Robinson looked good, but for some reason, Tyler Algier is getting the same amount of carries as Bijan Robinson. That's fucking crazy. Let's start there. And honestly, JJ McCarthy played good in the 4th quarter of the game against the Bears in week 1. I just don't love him. I still don't love him. I don't like a quarterback that leans on defense and running backs in college. I love Kevin McConnell. He's one of the best coaches in the league. Top 5, no doubt. He can make any quarterback play good. He can probably make me be a good quarterback in the NFL. I'm just leaning with the Falcons. I think their defense is better. Their offense looked really good. And I'm still fading JJ McCarthy. Maybe I'll learn my lesson, but not this week. All right, so there's 2 games on Monday night this week. We got the first game is the Bucks versus Texans. I really like this Bucks team. A lot of people like this Bucks team. The Bucks defensive line could be a problem for the Texans offensive line, just like the Rams defensive line was a problem for the Texans offensive line. But give me CJ Stroud at home versus Baker Mayfield in the Bucks. I don't really know why. I don't really have a great read on this game. I love both of these teams. I think they're both really good. I just think the Texans had a chance to win, and they kind of squandered it really last week against the Rams. I expect a big game out of Nico Collins this week, but like I said, I don't have a strong lean on this game. I love both these teams. And Chargers versus Raiders, this game is going to be really fun to watch on Monday night. The Chargers obviously beat the Chiefs, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And the Raiders beat the Patriots this past week. This one's real tough. Rookie running backs going at it, and Amarion Hampton and Ashton Genty. We got Geno Smith versus Justin Herbert. I think the correct pick is going to be the Chargers, but I would not be shocked if the Raiders make it a close game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Peace.